The Turkish submarine collided with a Swedish cargo ship and sunk in the Canal Strait on April 4, 1953. Only 5 of the 86 sailors on board survived after rescue efforts failed to locate the sunken vessel. So, this video focuses on their strategic incident. Overview. This year marks the 71st year since the Dumlupinar submarine sank in 1953, killing 81 people and leaving an indelible mark on Turkey's maritime history. Yes, on April 4th, Turkey commemorates one of the most devastating maritime disasters, the sinking of the Dumlupinar submarine in 1953, which resulted in a huge loss of life. The Dumlupinar was a Balau-class diesel-electric submarine that began its journey with a different name. It was launched in the United States as the USS Blower on April 23, 1944, and served 6 years in the American Navy. Under the Marshall Plan, it was transferred to Turkey along with the submarine Canacal and renamed Dumlupinar on deck. 1950. It was 95 meters long, capable of reaching 14 knots underwater and outfitted with cutting-edge technology at the time. Despite its superior characteristics, the Dumlupinar appeared to be shadowed by misfortune from the beginning. While in the American Navy, it narrowly escaped sinking on its maiden voyage to Panama because of fog and adverse weather. Even during World War II, it failed to sink any enemy ships. In March 1953, the Dumlupinar took part in a major NATO exercise in the Mediterranean, alongside the first Inonu submarine. Following numerous successful rehearsals, the Dumlupinar and its counterpart were returning to their base at Gölcük. The sinking of Dumlupinar in 1953. A series of terrible occurrences occurred on the night of April 3 and 4, 1953, resulting in a marine disaster. The Dumlupinar approached the Dardanelles Strait alone after its buddy, the first Inonu submarine, experienced mechanical problems and fell behind. With 7 crew members, including the commander, Captain Lieutenant Sabri Celebioglu, on the bridge, the journey was initially uneventful. However, similar to its maiden voyage, a dense fog significantly reduced visibility. The crew was tired and didn't realize there was danger ahead after spending 2 days underwater for the NATO exercise. Disaster. The Naboland, a Swedish-flagged cargo ship, emerged from the fog. Captain Oskar Lorenzen subsequently said that the ship had mistaken the submarine for a motorboat and it was quickly approaching. Efforts to avoid the collision were useless. The Naboland, traveling at 21 knots, and the Dumlupinar were on a collision path. At about 2:15 a.m., the Naboland collided with the Dumlupinar on its starboard side near the forward torpedo room. This impact was heard on the coasts of Ecyabat, and it was followed by a large explosion. 8 crewmen on the deck were pushed into the sea, and 2 of them were killed quickly when caught in the ship's propellers. 1 more drowned in the cold waters of the strait. The remaining 5 fought for survival despite the cold and tiredness. Rescue efforts. Casualties in the Dumlupinar disaster. The impact severely destroyed the Dumlupinar. It began sinking quickly with its stern tilting upward. In an instant, the submarine transformed into a steel tomb and sank into the depths. Only 22 of the 81 crew members survived after sealing themselves in the rear torpedo compartment. Collided with an unknown submarine near Canacal, urgent assistance needed. The Naboland immediately broadcast a distress signal. This transmission prompted a nationwide response. The Turkish Navy dispatched all available resources for a rescue mission, including the vessel Kurtaran, which had previously rescued 80 sailors from a sunken ship in the United States. The Dumlupinar's dangerous position at a depth of 80 meters and tilted 15 degrees to starboard added to the complexity of the rescue attempt. Divers raced against time and adverse weather to establish a guide rope to the submerged vessel. However, strong sea currents and bad weather impeded their efforts. People around the nation clung to their radios, hoping for good news. Communication with the captive men was established at one time thanks to a buoy released by the submarine. In a heartbreaking exchange, Lieutenant Suat attempted to raise the morale of the 22 sailors by urging them to preserve supplies and be calm. Despite how hard they tried, time was against them. The submarine's oxygen supply was fast depleting. The rescue operation was officially declared unsuccessful on April 7, 1953 at 2:15 a.m. The extreme natural conditions had prevented all rescue attempts, sealing the fate of the 81 servicemen trapped inside the Dumlupinar. Bad luck? For generations, mariners in different parts of the world thought that luck played an important role in their survival during dangerous voyages. If a ship had an accident a short time after its launch, they would consider it a sign of bad luck. That ship is always considered unlucky from then on, says Osman. Interestingly, Dumlupinar, which was formerly known as USS Blower before being given to Turkey, had a serious accident in the Pacific 2 months after being commissioned by the U.S. Army in August 1944. Even after that, the USS Blower suffered a series of incidents while being commissioned under the U.S. Army. Running a 20,000-ton submarine is a challenging endeavor. The crew of the submarine therefore needs to be lucky all the time. Another negative sign could be the ship's name. Dumlupinar is an area in Turkey's Kütahya province, where the Turkish army inflicted a final blow to the invading Greek armies during the Independence War between August 26 and 30, 1922. Within the Turkish Navy, 3 submarines with the same name encountered their fair share of problems. Finally, in my opinion, the skills and coordination of those above and below the water contribute to what happens. However, this tragedy not only left a lasting impact on everyone involved, but it also highlighted human failures in the face of hardship, demonstrating our enduring spirit in the face of nature's most difficult obstacles. So, what are your thoughts about today's video? Don't forget to leave all of them in the comment section below.